Welcome back, everybody, to another week, to another episode of ChatterBox. I'm Matt McMillan. That's Charlie Thomas, and we are back again after another wild NFL week. We had some international games, we had some blowouts, we had some close overtime games that went well, but not exactly the way Charlie might have hoped. Um, and I am no longer in my closet. I have found a new space to do this podcast, so I'm actually really excited. How you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there. Like you said, definitely a crazy week in the NFL. Um, first things first, Matt and I, for the first time in 5 episodes, are not tied on our
Let's
picks.
go.
Um, but not the way you would want. I'm currently up 3 picks.
Hell, I
Uh,
did terrible.
yeah, you didn't do that bad. You ended up with 8. I ended up with 11.
Jeez, damn, we
Yeah.
just screwed on a couple of
Yeah. Um, so I'm up to 40, Matt's 37. We're finally not tied, but
You know what we are tied at 0 and 1 at? Game of the week picks.
I know it was bad.
Yeah, yours was worse than mine, but
It
we'll get
was.
into that a little
It
later.
was it was bad. But you picked the
Oh,
Ram. I don't know. The Rams game was pretty good. You just
yeah,
didn't pick the right winner.
it looked like a blowout. I thought it was gonna be close. Like it, obviously, in my video, I thought it was close, and it was at the end. But oh well, Matt Stafford, he's good. So what are you gonna do?
Mhm. So
But I'll let you go ahead and
so real quick though, you talking about the Rams game. When are we going to start talking about Puka Nakua?
we can start talking about him right now. We can lead off with Puka Nacua.
I mean, talk about a sleeper. Like nobody even knew who this kid was.
Nope.
Like I have had no idea who he was. I don't even know where he came from, like what school, and he is lighting it up.
I think either way, like people might say Cooper Cup because he's not healthy. I think either way because teams will be putting so much coverage on Cooper Cup that this kid would be open and maybe name for himself either way.
Right. I
So I
mean,
mean,
currently he's on track to break the season record that Calvin Johnson set and Cooper Cup set with his Triple Crown.
yeah, I mean he's playing really well. Again, it was unfortunate for my pick of the week. The Rams don't look bad, dude. They look good.
Right.
They
I
look
mean, it
really
wasn't
well.
it wasn't like the Colts had a bad game either. It came down to overtime.
I mean, they had a bad first half, but this, I mean, Anthony Richardson coming off a concussion. This kid is good.
He is.
I think the Colts might have something here. If he can, obviously, running quarterbacks, you worry about their health. But I mean, I think this kid is good. I think he can. I think they have found their starter. I mean, obviously, we're 4 weeks into his career,
Right.
and he's only played 3 games. But I mean, he looks good. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball.
He
He brought his
does.
team back. He brought his team back from a 23 to nothing deficit. I
Hmm.
mean, he's pretty good. I believe in him for sure.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. Definitely with his physique and how he plays.
Yeah, they're both big, strong guys that can run the ball.
Yeah. Um, I want to pay attention to him. I want to keep watching him play.
Yeah, Nakua, yeah, he was good. The Rams are surprising me. There's a couple teams surprising me.
Hmm. Yeah, I wasn't hopeful for the Rams coming into the season, especially with that whole thing of like Matthew Stafford fell out of touch with the young guys.
Yeah,
That'll worry you a little bit.
but that was my pick of the week. Your pick of the week
Mm.
was good news for me. That means my Super Bowl pick might have actually gotten some things going now.
Oh yeah,
But
the Jags finally showed off what they're supposed to be, and
Falcons, man,
so did Atlanta. They shit the
yeah,
bed on that one. That was pretty bad.
I mean it's Bijan bust. Desmond, it's just not easy.
So how many receiving yards did he have? Because he had over 100 yards rushing.
Bijan, I
Hmm.
don't know, probably
I want to see if
probably
I
anywhere from
I want to
40
see
to
if
60.
I at least got this stat that guess right. I said Bijan was going to have more than 150
Totally right.
scrimmage yards.
I think he definitely did.
So he had 105 rushing and 5 receptions. I'm gonna.
Or
It doesn't. It just says 5 receptions. Come
back
on. Hold on.
5 receptions. Or 5 receptions for 32 yards, just short.
Just short. I was
But
close.
still, I mean, he's their best player. He's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. But the Jags defense came to play. They picked Desmond Ridder off. And again, it's a weird game though. I mean, it's in London. It's just a weird week for them. So
Yes. But they finally. I mean, they showed us what we were expecting from both teams all season. We were expecting
yeah,
Atlanta to be shit, and we were expecting the Jag. Well, you were expecting the Jags to be awesome.
and I think we'll see here this week because the Jags stay in London. They have another game there this week against the Bills, so we'll really see what the Jags are made of. The
I don't.
Bills,
I don't.
man, they
Yeah.
look good.
Mm,
They look fantastic this week. Miami coming off a 70 burger. You gotta wonder if they were feeling their Wheaties a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta wonder if they let the media get to their head. And they were missing some defensive starters like Jalen Phillips was out and a couple other guys. But the Bills, they just walked up and down the field.
hmm
Didn't even have to try. Um, it looked like the Dolphins the week before.
Yeah. Yeah. It looked like they were just messing around out there. I definitely. I think the Dolphins just didn't come to play. Um, I saw a couple articles where like people were saying, "Oh, the Dolphins are frauds," and I'm like, they just played a top 5 team in the NFL. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's not like they lost to the Cardinals or anything like that.
well, at
Anyways,
least I can say the Commanders didn't lose to the Cardinals.
but yeah, the Bills look good. Josh Allen back to form. Um,
hmm
I mean, maybe he's put his name right in there for MVP. Bad week one, but again, like we talked about, week one is really anything goes in week
Right. I
one.
mean,
You
he
never know.
still wasn't looking completely comfortable through the first few weeks of the season, but being able to put it together against the Dolphins, it just lets you know that he's back in top form and is probably going to stay that way for the rest of the season, which is
Yeah,
fantastic for the Bills because if he's not competing, then the Bills aren't competing.
if Stephon Diggs played well, couple, broke like a 55. He broke a couple tackles and that.
Yeah, he had.
Um,
I watched
the
one play,
other
he had a crazy ass catch.
the other emotional factor, like I'm big on stats and all that, but mental and emotional aspects of football also lead to games like that. That was DeMar Hamlin's first game suiting up since his injury, so I feel like the
Do you think that
stadium,
had
the
something to do with
team,
that?
they had some extra energy for that, and they're gonna need him because Davius White tore his Achilles.
Oh, really?
I think. Yep, it looked bad. It looked like he tore his Achilles. So that's two starters the Bills have lost, and this one is definitely for the season. So, but yeah, it was a good game for the Bills at least. For you this weekend, I gained some respect for your boys, man. I really did. I gained some respect from them. I don't think the Eagles are as serious a threat as I thought, and maybe you thought they were. I think they're still a top 3 team in the NFC, but they're beating bad teams, which they should do. I mean, it's better than Cowboys. Cowboys lost to the Cardinals, right? But they're not beating them in the way you'd think they would beat them. Like they
Right.
beat the Patriots by 5, the Vikings by 4. I'm not saying you guys are bad, but I'm
They
not
beat us
saying
by
it
3
should
when people were
not.
expecting them to
Yeah,
blow us out.
I'm not saying that it should have been an overtime game. I think they should have taken care of you guys in regulation.
Right. I mean, so I'm going to lead with this. I definitely was under the impression we were going to lose this week, but to lose to a team that is arguably currently top 5 in the NFL and lose to them by a field goal in overtime after being down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, it's hard as a Commanders fan to be upset with that.
Yeah, I think you
Especially
guys played really well.
right, especially after last week 4 picks, 9 sacks. Sam Howell was not having a good time at all. To come back the next week against, again, an arguably better defense. No, not arguably. I would say that the Eagles defense is better than the Bills
I'd
defense.
take the Bills. I'd take the Bills.
Really?
9 times out of 10.
I think
That
that
that that that back end for the Eagles is horrible. Their
it
secondary
is,
is
but that
garbage.
the line and the fucking
The pass rush, the pass
linebackers,
rush, the
they're
pass rush
just
is ridiculous.
ridiculous. Um, but for Sam Howell to come out of one of the statistically worst games a quarterback has ever had, throw for I think it was just under 300 yards. He only had the one touchdown. No, it was two. It ended up being two, didn't it? I keep forgetting to count
Maybe.
the last drive.
Yeah.
He only got sacked once or twice. Not a single pick. I mean, to come off of a game like that against the Bills and come and play the Eagles, it shows one that, as cliche as it sounds, the Commanders have some toughness about them. They have some grit. They didn't let that get to them. They came out and played. They did things the right way, and again, they still didn't win. But to push it into overtime against the Eagles,
They played
it
fantastic. I
right.
mean, they really did. Again, you had a little bit of a slow start, which actually no, you guys jumped out to
No,
the lead.
I was
You
about to
guys,
say,
this was yeah, this was the first game that you guys actually came ready to play,
yeah, it
and
was the third quarter where we really died.
yep, and I think going into halftime, the Eagles are just a second half team. They just are like they have been. They were last year. They are this year again. What impressed me about Sam Howell, and I think you guys got something there. I think, and he wasn't sacked once or twice. He was sacked like 5 or 6 times.
Was he?
Yes, he was sacked like 5 or 6 times, I believe, because I saw a graphic that said the only other quarterback that's been sacked more in the opening 4 games of the season was David Carr and the Texans in '02 and in '03, their first 2 years of existence. You guys have got to get that tackle problem figured out. Your offensive tackles are god awful. But the kid shows poise. He makes big throws in big moments, and that's if you guys can show up his protection, I think you guys have something. I think McLaurin, he's a great receiver. Logan Thomas stood in there, came back after getting absolutely literally knocked out against the
Well,
Broncos.
dude, and he got hit
And
almost
he
exactly the
almost got
same way
knocked out
again.
again. Yep. Um,
And yeah, I was
and,
wrong. One of the linebackers for
yeah.
the Eagles had 3 sacks by himself. So even then,
Ben
he got sacked that multiple times and still was
Ben
able to
Huffman
hang in
poised,
there.
man. I'm watching the game there. When the Eagles score that touchdown with 1:43 left, I almost turned it off. I was like, this kid, I don't know, he's young, who knows, but he walked it right down the field, and there was a play I think with like 18 or 19 seconds left that even the commentator was like, "Hurry up, spike the ball, hurry up, spike the ball," and he didn't spike it. He just calmly walked up, called the play, completion out of bounds, and I was like, "This kid has poise. This kid looks good."
Yeah,
Um,
when his head is there, it's still early in his career. We've 2 weeks next to each other. We've seen
the worst he could play,
we've
probably the best he
seen
can
the
play.
bottom of the floor, and then the next game we've seen probably the top of the ceiling for him.
Yep.
If
As
he
for the
continues to
Eagles,
play at that level, this is probably going to be my hot take for the week. If they play like that for an entire game, they are beating 90% of the teams in this league.
I mean, you just got to put it together. We haven't seen you guys put 4 quarters of football together. So,
Right.
As for the Eagles, I don't think their offensive line, obviously another year older, I don't think they're as good as they were last year.
I mean, they're still fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, they're still a top 5 offensive line in the league. I'm just saying they're not far and away the best anymore.
Right.
I think that belongs to San Francisco by far. But I think Jalen Hurts, he's not regressed. I'm not saying he's regressed at all. I'm saying he's come down to earth a little bit. I mean, last year, if anyone ever says they were expecting what he did last year, they're just flat out lying. Um, the receivers are fantastic. Their offense is going to put up points just because they're so talented.
Right.
But that that back end, man, that secondary is just so it's not good.
All right.
It's Darius Slay is not Detroit Darius Slay anymore. Um, they lost Bradbury. They've lost Gardner Johnson. Like they they're just not they're not as
All
good
right.
anymore.
And
And they I think they win it. They might I think we'll see, but I think they might lose to the Rams this week. They play the Jets, and then they have a 7 game stretch of the Cowboys twice, Commanders, Bills, Dolphins, Niners. So we will find out a lot about the Eagles then.
right. I mean, I feel the same way for the Commanders. Their Commanders play Thursday night football this week. Bears.
They should win. They
If
should win that
if
by 20.
yeah, if we don't come out and score 40 points, I'm going to be upset. But
40 is a
pretty
bit
much,
outlandish, but I don't think
I mean,
I don't think the Bears can beat you.
no,
I think the
Bears
Bears
worst
are
of
a
it.
poverty franchise. I don't even really want to talk about them more than Broncos. That game, yeah, it was great. Broncos came back and won, but I don't. Who cares about either one of those teams?
So
Um,
I looked at our schedule after we got blown out by the Bills, and I look at these games and I'm like, loss, 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 loss. But now I look at it after competing with the Eagles, and I'm like, there's a shot here. So
I will just warn you to not be a typical Commander slash Cowboys fan and just take it 1 week at a time and just see
right.
what you got every week.
Well, I will say
Because
this. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of a few games we got coming up. I think we beat the Bears. If we don't,
I
we're
think
terrible.
everybody agrees with that.
Right. Then we got the Falcons. I think that's a good game. I realistically think the Falcons come out on top. Realistically, if they do come out on top, it's not by a lot. The Giants.
They're bad. We'll beat them.
We should come out with the win against the Giants. We play the Eagles again. I
They're bad.
realistically do not see it being that close again. I do not see us winning that game.
The
Then
only
we
hope is you're at home.
right. Then we play the Patriots. I think we win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys have winnable games. I mean, again, like I said at the beginning of the year, 8-9, 9-8. That's where I see you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have
I think it's going to be a
to.
very roller coaster of a year.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean, we don't have a choice.
eventually you're
We
going to have to
have.
play the Dolphins. Eventually you're going to have to play
Do you want to hear what
the
our
whole
last?
NFC West.
Yeah, you want to hear what our last 6 weeks of the seasons are?
Yeah, let's run through it quick because we got other games to talk about.
Cowboys, Dolphins, Rams, Jets, 49ers, Cowboys. I see us realistically winning one of those games.
You'll beat the Jets. That's probably it.
Yeah. And maybe one of the games against the Cowboys because
I
we're
doubt it.
usually. I say the same thing, but we're usually good for at least one win against the Cowboys every year.
Oh, not since Dak's been the quarterback. Which, speaking of, the Cowboys, I told you guys last week, I'm not wearing their attire. I don't care if they beat the Niners this week. They came out and did what they were supposed to do to a bad team. That is, if they're really Super Bowl contenders, you come out and you do that against a bad team. The Patriots are not a good team. They're not good really anywhere. Their quarterback's bad. Their quarterback got benched in the third quarter.
Mm.
Their defense is all right.
They benched Mac Jones.
Yeah, he didn't finish the game.
Did they
Bill Belichick said, I didn't see a reason to keep him out there. I think he'll be the starter. I just think Bill was like, why have him out there? They're up 31-3. I think if the Cowboys don't force 2 turnovers and Dak has to do it, I will be under 50% confidence. Because every game we won, we forced 2 turnovers / scored a defensive touchdown. And the only game we lost, we didn't force it. We didn't force a turnover. And we were like, Dak, you got to take us there. And he couldn't.
All right. I got to be honest. I don't see the 49ers turning the ball over.
No, Brock Purdy is very good at not making mistakes. Well, I won't say that. I'll say he's avoided mistakes because defenses have dropped a couple picks against him. But why put it in his hands when you're Christian McCaffrey?
Right.
He scored 4 touchdowns this week. Why? I mean, why? You have the best offensive line in the league. Your defense is probably the best in the league. I mean, you could argue the Cowboys, but I would disagree. I would give it to the 49ers. That's why they were my NFC pick, dude. They're the best overall team in the
Right.
league,
Uh,
um,
I
barring
wasn't.
injury. But again, this week against the Patriots, it's what you do to a bad team.
So, are you guys playing at Dallas or are you playing in San Francisco?
I think it's in San Francisco. I don't expect it to be close, to be honest. I expect it if close is less than 10, I don't even expect that. I expect a low scoring 11, 12 point win for the Patriots. Like I could see a 17-6 kind of game.
I'm going to say
But
24-17 49ers.
our defense always shows them, but it always comes down to can Dak make one drive, and he never can. So, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I think he can when I've never seen him do it. So, um, at least against the 49ers. So that's I don't know, man. They played good. Vander Esch scoop and score. Deron Bland. This is the one shining spot that I do want to talk about from this week. Deron Bland. This kid has 8 interceptions since the start of the year. Fifth round pick, rookie
Yeah.
last year. He had 5 last year. He's got 3 already this year. Had 2 in this game. We will miss Diggs. This kid reminds me of a rookie Diggs. Not that great in man-to-man coverage, not that great in coverage in general, but he's a ball hawk. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that one
We'll see.
interception he had that he returned for the pick six. I mean the
Perfect.
speed he caught that ball with
Yeah, perfect.
ridiculous.
Um,
It was impressive.
that's all I got for the Cowboys, man. I mean, we'll we'll see.
Something big because I think we're pretty much done with talking about individual teams for now.
Yeah,
Something big I want to talk about that's been going on all over the league. It's probably been happening for quite a while now.
it
Are
started on week 1, Kansas City and Detroit, that
yeah,
it really became obvious.
it's. I mean, I'm gonna say it to me is blatant false starts by offensive tackles all
Yeah,
over the
it's not even
league. I mean,
close.
um, a lot of really good passing teams because like if you look at people like the Commanders, you look at people like the Bears, they're not doing this, but these tackles are jumping back in their pass protection stance well before the ball is snapped. Like,
I mean, it's a dead giveaway, dude.
right,
Like you
it's
look at that, you look
horrendous.
at that, you look. I'm not even talking about false start. I'm talking about runner pass. You look at that, even in high school shitty football that we played. You look at your keys, right? And your first key is the tackle's first step.
Right, if he jumps
But
back and
it's
is
not even
doing this,
well,
then
it's not even a step. It's his stance, dude. If his leg is kicked back, it's a pass. If it's not, it's a run. And it's so obvious. And you would think maybe the Chiefs don't care because they have Patrick Mahomes, whatever. But you would think that the Chiefs coach like Andy Reid would catch that and be like, dude, you cannot do this. Like
right.
you cannot
Well,
give our plays away. You can't.
so the unfortunate thing with it is so like I said, it's only on teams that are really good at passing. When you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, like Jalen Hurts, like Justin Herbert, you can get away with telling the defense what you're doing because they're so good with the ball, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And I think it needs to come down fundamentally to referees and the NFL rule makers looking at both the offensive and the defensive line. Because something I noticed is, as we progress in this sport, everybody's getting smaller, everybody's getting faster. You look at what a D end was 20 years ago and
And you
what
look
they
at
are
my, and
now.
then you look at Micah Parsons now. I mean, that's not the same
Right.
build.
No, not at all. And obviously, you have to adapt with the game. But if you watch it, it was really evident in uh, play with the 49ers and the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think it was Nick. Was it Nick or Joey Bosa that was out this week?
Nick.
Nick. Yeah. So I don't think it was Nick Bosa, but whoever one of their DNs was for the 49ers, he jumped off sides but the same tackle also false started. And because that movement looked fluid, like what the start of a play normally looks like, they jumped almost a solid half second before the ball was snapped.
Yeah. Now, like, if you can time it and you're perfect, good for you. I'll even give you a tenth of a second. But like, some of these are like, how?
It's
Like, how are you
horrible.
not throwing a flag?
Right. I mean,
Um,
I think refs need to, again, go back to it to a fundamental level and look and say, all right, you have to stop doing this. I mean, if they have to change the way that tackles have to line up, that way they can still compete with these DNs. Like, I understand that they have to evolve to compete with these players because
I mean,
the only
that
position that hasn't really gotten smaller and faster is offensive linemen.
at least not the tackles.
Right.
The like, if you look at that tackle for the Chiefs in the Detroit game, Chris Collinsworth, and he's I don't like. I mean, I don't think he's a bad commentator, but he's not a good one. But he made a good point here. Is like the tackle is almost off the line of scrimmage. Like to be on the line of scrimmage, your helmet has to at least be equal with the hip of the center, I believe. This dude's in the backfield.
Yes.
Like this dude is like off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Like it looks like he looks like a wing back in the offense we used to run. Like that's what he looks like.
Yeah. I'm going to put some clips of some of these videos of these tackles. And I mean,
Yeah,
I understand that a lot of them have to do it to compete with the level of defensive ends that we have nowadays.
just
But
you,
at a certain point,
at a certain point, you have to adapt, and you just have to get faster tackles. That's just what it comes down to.
right, or you have to change the game fundamentally to allow those tackles to compete with it. But letting them get away with what I'm going to call blatant false starts, you
Yeah,
can't let people do that because where do you draw the line of when it's a false start and when it's in that gray area?
right.
When do you let them get away with it? So I've been noticing it going on, but it finally happened to the Commanders. Um, I'm not saying it's caused the play to happen, but the second touchdown that AJ Brown had when he just totally burned the shit out of Emmanuel Forbes. Um,
Like burnt toast.
Again, it didn't really have much of an effect on the play, but their tackle jumped so bad,
Yeah,
so bad, and it wasn't a flag. And I'm just like, when is this going to start getting called? Because you can't just keep letting them do it, because then
yeah,
everybody's going to start doing it. Your
yep.
guards are going to start doing it, and
Just like that little what's it called? Like what Mike McDaniel's doing with Tyreek Hill, where he doesn't like he starts like kind of as a wingback and starts running out and then up the field with the snap of the
mm-hmm,
ball. Like everyone's been doing that. And then after Bill Belichick, it's a copycat league. Like after Bill Belichick blocked that field goal, the next week you saw every team try it at least once. Like people are
right.
gonna steal your things. So I don't know. I think it needs to be called. I think it's a good point. Real quick, you brought up the Niners Cardinals game. The Cardinals have some fight in them, dude. I mean, they lost, but they were down 21 something and came back to 21-16 before the Niners pulled away. Um, they got some fight in them. Um,
I definitely think they deserve more respect than people give them,
I
for
would not
sure.
be surprised. I would be surprised if they win 5, 6 games this year when people were predicting them to win one, maybe two. Um,
I mean, most of their games have been very close. Besides playing the 49ers, I mean, the Commanders barely beat them, the Giants barely beat them, the 49ers pulled away, and they, no offense, but they beat the Cowboys. Like, this is not a
no, you're good.
team to take lightly.
They have been in every game for at least
Right,
3 quarters of the game.
right.
Um, while we're talking about surprises, real quick, I know we got to do our picks, but real quick, we're talking about the uh, Anthony Richardson for the Colts. Another team in the AFC South that looks like they got their quarterback, man. CJ Stroud looks good, dude.
He
CJ
does.
Stroud looks like a good quarterback. And I don't care what you say about the Steelers offense. They have to fire Matt Canada. I feel like that's just the only logical answer. But I don't want to talk about them. They suck. The Texans, like D'Amico Ryans was the defensive coordinator for San Francisco. He's got that defense flying around, and like they got Will Anderson in the draft in the top five, but C.J. Stroud, man, he like we were in our first episode like, who do they have as
We
receivers?
put them on the bottom of the
We were
barrel,
like, we
and
were like, they have Dalton Schultz, but who? I mean, he's making these dudes look like stars. Like, I mean, 30 points against
yeah,
the
I mean,
Steelers defense. It is Mike Tomlin now. I mean, we're not talking about a terrible defensive coordinator. Like Mike Tomlin's a defensive coach. That's what he prides the Steelers on,
hmm
and he lit them up, dude. Lit them up.
he did. I
So I
mean,
just want to shout them out.
yeah, I want to start paying attention to them. I mean, you take CJ Stroud, if you give him, I see them realistically falling just under 500 this season.
Yeah,
Um, but they make some good draft picks. They maybe pick up some weapons in free agency in the offseason. I could see them being an 8 to 10 win team next year.
now
Like,
they don't have a first round pick because they gave it away for Will Anderson.
right,
But I mean, they're gonna have money. They're gonna. I mean,
right,
who are they paying? Nobody. Like,
right.
and they got a running back in this Pierce kid who was good last year. I think the Texans here, maybe not next year, but the year after, start looking out for them. Who knows? I might pick them this week, depending on how they play.
Mhm. Do you want to run through our picks real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then kind of preview section too.
Right.
I got to get you back this week, man. I might have to disagree with you on purpose for some of these.
All right. So, like I said earlier, Thursday night, we got the Commanders and the Bears.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with you just because on this one, give me the Commanders.
All right. Jacksonville at Buffalo. And this one's again in London. I have to take Buffalo.
I'm going to take Jacksonville, and I'll tell you why. Remember, I was talking about mentally and emotionally. The Jags got a big win, and they're already in London. They're staying in London the whole week. They don't have to adjust the time zone, nothing. So give me the Jags in this one. It's shocker.
Of course. Houston at Atlanta. You know what?
Houston.
Give it.
Houston.
I'm gonna take Houston with you.
Houston.
I think that is a team that is on fire. Carolina at Detroit. Give me Detroit.
Yep. Damn, I can't really disagree with you on a lot of these.
Tennessee at Indianapolis. I think this is going to be a sneaky good game.
Who you got?
I think I still had to go with the Colts. I think that offense is a little bit better than what Tennessee has.
Tennessee just beat the brakes off the Bengals, up, man.
The Bengals are trash.
Their quarterback's hurt. Let's not.
Bengals are trash. Joe Burrow is trash.
Right? That's wild. That's crazy, dude. Oh, give me Colts at home.
All right. Oh, we got the
That was
Giants
that was disrespectful. What you
we
just said
got
about
the
Joe Burrow.
Giants at the Dolphins. Oh,
Give me the Dolphins. That's gonna be another 70 points.
the Giants cannot catch a break.
They just suck. They don't
The
deserve.
Saints at the Patriots. Ooh.
You got it.
Give me the Saints.
Really? You don't think Bill Belichick's gonna fire them up?
No, Mac Jones is trash.
Yeah, give me the Saints. They can't. The Patriots can score.
Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Steelers are horrible, dude.
Let's see. Eagles at Rams. Ooh. Dude, we have some good games this week.
So Matt Stafford has a hip contusion, which is just a fancy word for a bruise.
I think I had to pick the Eagles.
See, you might have to, but I will not. Give me the Rams upset. They're in LA, so
All right. Bengals at Arizona. I'm taking Arizona.
this is just disrespectful, dude. What you're doing to Joe Burrow is disrespectful right now. You cannot
So I had faith in him before the season, and he has shown me
really
nothing
a
but
4 game sample on a hurt calf. Like, come on, man. What are you doing?
I'm not going to have any faith in him until they start to win.
Give me the Bengals. I know I just praised the Cards, but Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen. So
Mm, the stats this
stop,
season would say
stop, stop,
otherwise.
stop, stop. We cannot talk. We don't have enough time to talk about
All
this.
right, all right, all right. Jets at Denver. I'm taking the Jets.
So good shit. Jets because they're gonna come in fired up. It's Nathaniel Hackett who was the head coach last year, so Jets.
Kansas City at Minnesota. I'm taking Kansas City.
Kansas City is gonna light them up. I don't know.
My faith in Minnesota has officially been lost.
All right, here we go.
Dallas at San Francisco. I'm taking 49ers.
This game is going to shorten my lifespan, Charlie. Especially if it's close. I can't do it, dude. Like, I have to be objective. If we win,
All right, and Monday night, Green Bay at Las Vegas. I'm taking Green
dude,
Bay.
what is up with these stinker Monday night games?
I know it's so
Like, it's
bad.
not even fun to watch. Like, it sucks. Packers, they need a win after they got shellacked by the Lions.
All right, so let's see. We only have what three different picks this week.
So we're gonna be tough next week.
I swear to God, if we get tied again, I'm gonna be pissed.
So because, as Charlie said before, we're broke as hell. We're not paying for his premium subscription. We're just gonna go and preview what we're gonna do after we get back. MLB playoffs started today. We're gonna go through a bracket there and make our picks. I'm sure you can assume who Charlie's gonna pick to win it all. Then we're gonna go through NBA Media Day. The Lakers talked a lot of trash to a team that they got swept by last year, and made them look like fools, the Denver Nuggets. Jimmy Butler came to Media Day literally with the, as I was saying before, our brokenness reared its ugly head. Jimmy Butler showed up to Media Day with, I'll call it an interesting haircut. I'm not sure if you had a chance to see that yet, Charles. And it seems like there's only a couple teams in the East that can do it, and the West is wide open again. And if we have time, we'll talk about a little bit of NASCAR because it was a fantastic finish this weekend at Talladega. So, what's up, Outback? The hell is that?
What, dude? I got this one. These shirts are fucking awesome. They're like the really nice dry wick thing.
Dude, I never got one of those. What the hell?
Yeah, they only started making them after you left, and I had to
Dude.
pay extra for them. I bought like 3 of them.
Story of my life. But if I hit this $1.2 billion lottery, I'll buy you as many of those Outback shirts as you want.
What are you playing the lottery now?
Dude, I'm an adult. It's like part of what I have to do as an adult. I read the fine print in the contract for being an adult and playing the lottery when it's over $1 billion is a necessity. Anyways,
If you win, will you buy me a house?
if I win, we'll do a lot of things, Charlie. We'll get us a studio for this. How about that?
I just do this for money.
So today, open day of MLB playoffs. We've already had a couple games finished, so that might, sway our picks for the wild card round. But What is relatively new is there's three wild card teams now. So the third division winner plays the sixth seed or the third wild card, and then the first and second wild cards play each other. And what I didn't know, and I found this out today, was um it's not lowest. So like the Orioles, if the Blue Jays somehow beat the Twins, right, and it's the sixth seed, they don't play the Orioles. It's not lowest seed. It's just set up as a bracket. Um, so we can go ahead and run through our picks if you'd like to.
Sure thing. So I think I'm gonna start with the AL just because you know exactly why. So I'm pretty sure. Let's see, the Texans and or the Rangers and the Rays played one game, and so have the Blue Jays and
Yep.
Twins.
Yep.
As far as I know, the Rangers and it was the Twins won, correct?
Yes.
Um, I have to be honest. The Rays are just a better team than the Rangers. I think the Rays are going to pull out the win for the series.
Now remember, these wild card series are only three games. The Rangers only got to win one of the next two.
That's true. I forgot that.
But go ahead. I don't want to. I don't want to influence your picks. So go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm taking the Twins over the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Um, that means I have the Rays playing the Orioles. You know what I'm gonna say. Uh, that semifinal is gonna be a 7-game series, right?
Five.
5. Ugh. Yeah, I still picking the Orioles. Um, that gives me the Twins versus the Astros. I see the Astros beating the Twins. Orioles, Astros. Orioles win that. Orioles in the World Series. Next up, we got the Marlins and the Phillies. Have they played any of their games yet?
No, they start tonight.
Okay. I don't really know much about the NL.
Fuck Philly. That's all I have to say.
I'm taking the Marlins.
No offense to anybody from Philly. I just hate all your sports teams.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know. I kind of can't hate the 76ers.
I can. Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic rivalry. Well, we all know who's better, but they like that.
No, I just have to like them because Josh Harris owns them.
Sure.
I'm taking the Marlins over the Phillies. Next, we got the Diamondbacks versus the Brewers. I don't really know a whole lot about these teams, so I'm just gonna say the Brewers because I think the Brewers are the better team.
Okay.
That gives me the Braves versus the Marlins. I'm taking the Braves. And that gives me the Dodgers versus the Brewers. I'm taking the Dodgers. Dodgers versus Braves. 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 Orioles. World Series. Give me the Orioles in a sweep.
You're going to the parade this year. That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. You're
All
coming with
right.
me.
All right. I'll take the day off. I'll come. I'll come to the parade if they do it. Unfortunately, we don't see the outcome of this going the same way. Uh, Rangers Rays. Give me the Rangers. Blue Jays Twins. Give me the Twins. In the AO. Rangers have good pitching staff. I don't know. The Rays never impressed me. Their home field advantage is never home field because no one ever shows up to their games. The Twins. I mean, this is kind of an even match series. I was interested to see how Game One would go. Twins pulled it out. So I mean, I don't know. And if I'm being completely honest, I was wondering whether it was a bracket or not because like just straight up bracket or lowest seed plays highest. Because if that was the case, I probably would have went. Well, no. You know what? I'm changing my pick. Give me the Blue Jays come back, win the next two games. I say that because I was going to pick the Rangers over the Astros and the Orioles over the Blue Jays. I mean, the ALCS. However, that's not how it's going to work out. So I think the Astros take care of the Blue Jays, and I'll give them 4 games out of 5. And this series is tough, man, because you got a lot of young dudes on the Orioles, and we're gonna see if they're maybe built for the moment or not. Right here, right now, Baltimore is gonna be rocking for games 1 and 2. I think they split games 1 and 2. I think they split games 3 and 4. I think they come back to Baltimore for game 5. And I think that's the loudest Baltimore will have been since 2012 when they made the, or 2014 when they made the LCS. And I just got to give Baltimore home field advantage, man. There's a lot of electricity in the city right now for the Orioles, so it's even creeping down here to Columbia Beach. So the Orioles, and then I cannot stand the Astros. So if this actually happens, the Orioles better freaking win. Give me the Orioles in the World Series. In the NL, yeah, give me the Brewers over the Diamondbacks. The Brewers better team. Diamondbacks just barely snuck in. And the Marlins over the Phillies in 3 games. I think that'll be all 3. Uh, Give me the Brewers over the Dodgers. The Dodgers always choke in the World Series. Not the World Series, the playoffs. They always do. The only time they won the World Series was a 60-game season in 2020, in which the Braves blew a 3-1 lead in the NLCS. So give me the Brewers over the Dodgers. Give me the Braves over the Marlins in 3. I think they'll sweep the Marlins. Give me the Braves over the Brewers in, say, 6. And then we have the same World Series, man, but the Braves are just too good, dude. They're too good. That lineup is too good, top to bottom. There's no weakness in their batting lineup. Give me the Braves, man. Braves in 5. I'm sorry.
No, I am gonna agree with you. The Braves are the better team. I just realistically don't see the Orioles giving up this opportunity.
They better not, because your ownership's cheap and you're gonna send them all away. So it's kind of like a one and done kind of year.
Right. So we better do it this year, or they might as well just fucking forfeit.
Straight all their players. They just continue to be the farm system for the Yankees like they've been forever.
I need this. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is to even have a team make it to the playoffs, let alone possibly make it to the World Series.
You need this like I needed the Nuggets, man. I needed them to pull it out for me and Jimmy, dude. And that leads us kind of into NBA talk. NBA Media Day was yesterday. Were you able to see what Jimmy Butler's hair was like yesterday?
No, but I'm gonna look it up.
So this is going to be a live reaction of Jimmy Butler. Look up Jimmy Butler hair.
Literally, it's the first thing that pops up. That is not fucking real.
That's real, dude. That's
There's no
hair.
fucking
That's real hair, dude. I keep seeing all these TikToks.
Yeah, come here. Come here right now. You need to look at this.
I keep seeing all these TikToks. It's that Blink 182
Yeah,
song.
you've not seen that?
No, there's no way that's real.
Please night that I will fall for you.
Where are you?
Cause tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
Literally.
Oh my God.
They're
God,
like,
don't
what's
make
up
me
with your
change
hair?
my
Dude? Like, I emo
mind.
that Dame got traded to the Bucks.
I need to find the video of it.
Oh, dude, there's no fucking way that
Dude,
is
he
real.
does crazy shit like that every media day. Look up his 2022. Look up Jimmy Butler dreads, and let's see it. Like, look at it. Look at those. He just does crazy shit with his hair every year.
Hold on, there's a.
I knew you would love this, dude.
Dude, his teammates are like, "What the fuck is this?"
I mean, who wouldn't be in their right mind? Like, what?
Dude. Oh my God. Is the fucking eyebrow piercing real?
I think it's all real, dude. Well, I don't know.
Oh, he's got a lip ring too.
He got 3.
Oh my fucking God. What? is this?
Dude, he was the emo. He was sad.
All right, let. Dude, he's like totally in the act.
Yes.
I told you.
Dude, it's hilarious, man. I feel bad for him because the team is going to lose a lot, but I mean, hey, what are you going to do?
Isn't that like his thing where he changes it up every year to make himself look dumber and dumber?
I guess
Yes.
so. That's
If you
so
look
bad.
at last year's, I mean, he did fake dreads last year. Well, yeah.
Dude, he doesn't
I'm
even
pretty
look
sure
like
so.
the same person.
I know.
Oh
Dude, he's hilarious.
my god, that's fucking hilarious.
Dude, when you edit this, put a picture of that up so everybody
I'm
can,
going to. I have to. There's no way I
so
can't.
everybody can see what the hell's going on. So that was
Oh,
probably the highlight of media day. Was definitely that. And you know everybody has their preseason interviews and all that. I mean, LeBron and AD are like, oh, we're coming for the Nuggets this year. We're gonna beat them. They were talking all this trash. No, you're not. Nuggets in 5. I'll give you a game just out of respect, but Nuggets in 5. If you guys even meet us in the conference finals, because you're bad. Anthony Davis, I want him to stay healthy because I want the Nuggets to beat him again when they're both fully healthy. But I don't think he will be able to. And LeBron's in year 21, so Nuggets in 5. They can talk all the trash they want, but it's not going to change what's going to happen. So
am I gonna be a bandwagon if I just become a Nuggets fan with you just because I don't have a team?
you can be a Bucks bandwagon fan. We don't take bandwagons over here in Denver, so.
Well, does it count as a bandwagon if I've just never had an NBA team that was my favorite?
And then you pick the defending champion. Yeah, that's kind of.
Well, I'm literally only picking it because you're a fan of them.
Yeah, but that's not.
And then we
fun.
could finally have a team in common.
Yeah, but that's not fun. Having a team in common is not fun. You should be a Bucks fan. That way we can talk shit all year.
About
And-
every single sport. Literally, every
Yes.
single sport that we watch, we fucking hate each other. The Yankees hate
It's-
the Orioles. The Cowboys
it's-
hate the Commanders.
And it's so much fun, isn't it?
Wait, what hockey team do you like? You don't really watch hockey, do you?
The Seattle Kraken, baby.
The what?
The Seattle Kraken, baby. Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Expansion team. Dude, okay, all my other teams were from different cities, and I couldn't be a Stars fan. And the Kraken
Fair.
were a new team, and I was like, hey, new team, new me. What can I say?
Fuck it, fair enough. I would still be a Thrashers fan if they were a thing, but now they're the Winnipeg Jets
Why would you be a Thrasher fan, Trevor?
because I'm from Georgia.
Dude, you gotta stop saying that. You're not from Georgia.
I
You
was
were
born in Georgia,
That's not where you're from.
and they had some dope ass uniforms.
How long did you live there?
I wasn't even a year old when we moved.
You're not from Georgia. If you
I
don't
was still
remember-
born in Georgia.
If you don't remember living there, you're not from Georgia. That's
I
how
was
this works.
still born there.
Okay, you're gonna be born there forever. That's why people are like born and
Exactly.
raised. You weren't raised there. That's not where you're from.
No, I was raised in Maryland.
If people were like, "Where's your hometown?" You would not say Georgia. You would say St. Mary's County.
Actually, I don't know what I would say because I didn't move to St. Mary's County until like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah, but then you spent your entire childhood there.
That's fair.
From, I guess, what is that, 8 to 19, whatever the hell you moved to Florida.
And now I'm back anyway.
And now you're
Seriously,
back.
have you ever seen the Thrashers uniforms?
No, I thought you were saying that because their name's funny.
No. Like my sister used to have one of their uniforms, and I
Fair enough
wanted
for
to
that
I wanted to keep it because it was my dad's, but they're clean as fuck.
I mean, they're all right.
The blue one, dude, I think they're awesome.
I like the blue. Yeah, the blue one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. They're pretty nice.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Yeah.
nice.
But yep, they moved and became the Winnipeg Jets, and I will never cheer for a team named Winnipeg. So I'm a Caps fan.
Anything in Canada can just.
All right, so should I just like pick an NBA team right here and just rock with it?
Yeah, you should do like a random NBA team generator and just whatever it lands on, that's what you have to rock with forever.
Ah, God.
That's the only fair way to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh, but I want to be a Celtics fan. It's like, well, really, what tie do you have to Celtics? And I know
I mean,
everyone's gonna be
we're
like,
doing it,
and I
so
know, and I always be like, what tie do you have to Nuggets? And I'm gonna be like, well, when I was 8 years old, my parents told me I couldn't just follow players and I had to pick a team. And I was an 8-year-old, and chicken nuggets were my favorite thing in the entire world. So there you go, Denver Nuggets. In case anybody gives a damn about why I'm a Nuggets fan. And little I know,
I just spun a wheel, and you're not gonna believe what the fuck it landed on.
what?
It landed on the Bucks.
Perfect.
I don't want to be a
You-
Bucks fan.
Well, let's spin it again. This is it, though. You have to be this fan. Unless it's the Celtics or Lakers. I'll give you one more if it's one of those.
Spurs any good?
Oh, they got Wemby, bro. The Spurs are about to be good. I'm telling you, they're about to be good. And yes, the Spurs have
Dude,
won.
I don't
The
want to be a
Spurs have won.
Spurs fan for the rest of my life.
Dude, we can't do this. You got to pick a team. It's either you pick a team or you're a Spurs fan.
God. All right. Who the fuck? What even are all the NBA teams?
Jeez.
Let's see. I'm obviously not going to be a Lakers or a Celtics fan. I played basketball one time when I was like 5. I hated it,
Yeah. And you were
And
never
I've-
good at it, dude.
and I've never been good at it ever.
Whenever we would shoot around, you were just horrible, man.
I was.
It was like when I tried to play lacrosse, dude. Bad.
Let's see.
Makes you want to throw up, sick to your stomach.
Kiss my ass.
It's like when you haven't been to the gym in a few days and you look in the mirror and you're scared of something. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, it's my body. That's how bad you are at basketball. I'm rocking with the stash though, dude. It's kind of tough.
You feeling it? I literally just did it earlier. Because
Yeah.
I was going to like kind of trim and clean up, and I took it too short. And I was like, "Fuck it, we're just gonna do the stash."
I'll rock
See
with
what
it.
happens.
I feel like the stash is a short-term solution to a long-term problem kind of deal, but like, yeah, I don't mind it. All right, you picked your team yet?
I mean, I kind of feel like I just want to do the Sixers because the 76ers because Josh Harris owns them. But why is there a
If
team?
you are a Philadelphia fan, we cannot be friends.
Right, I'm like, I don't want to.
I
I
plenty
don't
of
want
friends
to.
that are Philadelphia fans, but not you, dude. Like, what the hell?
Why don't you just let me be a Nuggets fan so we have something in common?
That's so boring. It's gonna make the season so boring. Like, what's gonna happen when football is over and we're talking about the NBA and you're like, and we're like, yeah, the Nuggets played great. Then what?
All
and
right,
then
all
what?
right, fine. I'll just agree with the wheel, and I will be a Bucks fan.
Such a mess.
All right, across the top, Charlie, Bucks fan.
That sucks for you, man. Really bad.
Are basketball jerseys expensive?
They're like about $100. It's like a
So they're pretty much the same as what an
yeah,
NFL jersey is.
yeah.
So I still need to get my B-Rob jersey.
That and I guess a Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey.
And I'm gonna get a Grayson Allen one.
Well, he doesn't play for them anymore, so it doesn't make any sense.
Right, but it's like the only white dude that probably plays for the Bucks. Or did play for the Bucks.
No, they have Dante DiVincenzo. This is your team, man. You should know this.
All right, so we're gonna go look up their current roster so I know who the fuck is on the Bucks.
While we're talking about this, since we're talking about random shit now, and we've just completely gone off script. I know you don't watch NASCAR at all, but this weekend at Talladega, dude, shit was so good. They had so Stewart Haas Racing, my former favorite driver, Tony Stewart. He's got a race team now. Two of their cars did the Talladega Nights paint scheme. So
You said Stewart Haas Racing?
Yeah, like Gene
So
Haas.
I know Haas.
Yeah, from F1.
Right. So they also have a drag team.
Yeah,
They have an
Tony Stewart has his own
NHSA drag team.
NHRA. Yeah.
Yeah. For people that don't know, I work at Pet Boys, and we're like a sponsor of the NHRA. They had, I think it was some semifinals up in Pennsylvania over the past couple of weeks. I actually had free tickets to go, but I just didn't because I didn't feel like driving 2 hours. I should have,
You should have
but
went, man. You would have saw my man Tony Stewart. He
Oh, he
races
was-
there now.
he was up there.
He races in NHRA now. Yeah.
Yeah, like they had a suite
sure.
for Pet Boys employees.
Dude,
It would have
What
been
the hell is your problem?
well. It was like you only got to be in there for so long. Like you couldn't stay in there the whole
How
time.
long? How long?
I think they were giving people
shouldn't.
like an hour.
Still.
I mean, it would have been fun, but it was like right before we were getting ready to do our move and stuff.
Yeah.
And like we needed the day to just kind of relax.
Just chill
But-
a little bit.
I'm sure we'll go
Yeah.
next year because I mean we have 3 drag strips within like a 2-hour drive of us. So it'd be cool to see.
Yeah. But yeah, so 2 of the Stewart Haas cars did the Talladega Nights paint scheme. So like one did the Ricky Bobby like Wonder Bread,
Oh yeah.
and then another one did the Cal Mountain Old Spice.
Oh, that was probably pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And then my boy Ryan Blaney, he won by 12 1,000ths of a second, right to the line. It was a really good finish, man. Ryan Blaney, he's my new guy. It was a good sports weekend for me, man. Cowboys obliterated the Patriots. Ryan Blaney won. West Virginia beat TCU, which who the hell saw that coming? Not me. I'll admit it. We have 4 wins. I thought we were going to be 3-9 at the beginning of the year.
Right. Colorado lost again, didn't they? But they
Yeah.
were still
they
in
came-
it.
They came back. USC's not. Their defense is so bad, dude. Their defense is so bad. I could probably start on their defense right now.
So, Giannis's brother is what is it? How do you pronounce
gotta
it
get that
again?
down. Giannis.
Giannis. Okay.
Giannis
So his-
Antetokounmpo.
So his brother is on the team too.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? Thanasis?
I don't want to do it wrong. I think it's. I
Thanice?
forget. I don't want to do it wrong.
THANASIS.
THAN.
ASIS.
Thanasis, maybe?
I have no fucking clue, dude. You know, I think I'm gonna get.
Thanasis.
I think I'm either gonna get an AJ Green jersey.
AJ Green? Who the hell is that?
I don't know, some random white dude on the Bucks.
He's never gonna play. Don't get a jersey for someone who's never gonna play.
or Robin Lopez because I like his hair.
Yeah, he's that good. His brother Brooke is on the team. He's way better than Robin.
I saw him and I was like, they kind of look the same. Are they
They're
related?
brothers. Yeah, they're brothers. So
I mean, I can't get
You
a
don't have
Giannis
to-
jersey because that's what everybody else is gonna have.
no, everyone else can have a Dame jersey. Get a Chris Middleton jersey, dude.
Who?
Chris Middleton, number 22.
Oh,
God, your NBA knowledge is showing.
yeah. I don't know anything about anything.
You're gonna have to get used to saying it. Say it. Giannis
Giannis
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
There you go. Antetokounmpo. He would have been my favorite player if Nikola Jokic was never born. But
Let's
Jokic was
see. Will the where is the Washington Wizards stadium?
it's Capital One, same place as the hockey.
Oh shit. I wonder if the Bucks or the Nuggets play
They do.
in Washington this year.
They do. The Nuggets game, I think, is January 16th. I've already
The
looked into this.
the Bucks play November 20th. Basketball tickets are pretty cheap, aren't they?
I thought though last year they were fine when the Nuggets played there, but that was before they went on the run, probably one of the better runs of all time in the NBA playoffs and won the championship. But now their tickets are expensive because they're defending champions. So
I mean, I'd
That's
definitely be
the,
down with going and catching an NBA game. I've never been to one. I've been to a couple of college basketball games.
as for the Bucks, since they didn't win the NBA championship last year, they might be a little cheaper just because the Nuggets won it. So
Definitely be interesting. Yeah, I went and saw a Maryland and
oh,
Virginia play. It was back when Maryland was like still good.
man, God, I hate that college. It just sucks, dude. Why would you have to go there? You could go literally like 3 more hours and you'd be in almost heaven, basically.
I think I'm gonna end the episode there
Why?
because you're about to start singing "Country Roads."
Country road, take me home. Everyone knows the words, and everyone is going to sing along as soon as they see that.
I don't know. Most people aren't really our like average view time keeps getting like halved with every video. Like
Yes,
seriously,
no one's even going to see this.
right.
It's fine, dude.
Seriously,
Whatever.
the last episode, everybody like watched the intro that I made and then left. Literally, the average watch time on that video was less than 2 minutes.
You should put this right now before the intro. When they open it, it's us shitting on ourselves about the view time. If you could do that, that'd be awesome. You should do it.
God.
And then do the intro. Just like from where you say the average view time, as it continues to get lower to us starting to laugh.
Right. Then maybe
Put
we
that
can.
there. Guilt some people
I was
into
about to say
watching
we
a
can
little
guilt
longer.
trip people into watching the whole video.
I think you should do that. That'd be funny.
It
And then
would
do
be
the
funny.
intro.
Did you like the one last week?
Dude, that shit was sick.
It had I felt like it might have had a little bit too much going on, but like
I
that
don't
the
know about it.
the entire left hand side of the video, like the power rankings, I didn't make that.
Well, yeah, no shit.
I took that right off of NFL's YouTube.
Yeah. Did you give them credit?
It's okay, I got copyrighted.
No. So I think really you should end the episode before we start talking about the intro because I don't want you admitting to copyright fraud on the internet.
It is what it is. But we have anything else to talk about tonight?
Nah, dude, I got some chores to do before I go to bed tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Dog dookie yesterday, dude. I just felt horrible.
I'm not feeling too good today.
And then I don't know, man. I felt like shit. Sunday night I went to bed with a headache. Yesterday I woke up and I'm feeling the best. Just got worse all day. I got home, I laid down. I didn't fall asleep. I just laid down from like 4:30 to 7:30. I stood up at 7:30 and felt fantastic. it was gone. Whatever it was, it had left.
I think it's
the
just that
soul my
time of
body.
year.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we can guilt trip some people into watching a little bit longer on episode 5.
If
But
not,
anyway, we still appreciate y'all, and
Yep.
we'll
like,
see you
comment,
next week.
subscribe. Well, they might only see the intro next week, but we appreciate the views on the intro. Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.